Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is scheduled for one fall. Introducing your hosts, Kids at Heart.
We are good. I dropped my microphone. I'm good. Hello, world, and all who inhabits it. Thank you, Chris, for it's a What Boy Thursday or a Wrestle Reel Thursday.
Yes, it's the Thursday night main event, brother.
First of all, no, this wasn't our first thumbnail. The special thumbnail, was it?
Oh, from Astro? No, this is not. Big love to
this
Astro.
one looks freaking amazing.
Big love.
But this one looks amazing.
We have a guest on for our show today, and we're gonna bring him on in a second. He's probably asking like, what? Like, why am I on the screen right now? It's all right, guest. You'll be okay. Give us a second. But I asked Astro to make this for us. Big love to Alex. I said, I'm like, yo, we're doing a Thursday night main event. Put Big E and John Cena on it, and he's like, what are you guys talking about? I'm like, just put the Thursday night main event. Just put that. We're fine. And he puts Nikki Cross on the thumbnail. I'm like, this man's good. He put Nikki on the thummy. Like, genius. My man Astro. Big love to Astro for all the looks, not even just the thumbnails, the overlays, all little fun stuff. Shout out to Astro. Big love to the homie. But we do have a guest for our Thursday night main event of the evening. Because who knows when we'll ever come back on a Thursday? We don't know. Typically, this is the really scared spot, so no one ever touches Thursday. But Nick and I had the gall to run in and do our little show on Thursday. But we're not alone because my man hit me up this morning. He's like, yo, Dynamite was crazy as hell last night. Got to talk about it.
There is so much to talk about this week. Like, it is.
Right. It's almost too much. I'm scared because we have Dynamite. WWE has its first week with fans. I want to talk about that. We're going to talk about TV, something we have not done on this show yet, and I'm really excited to do so. We have some more WRCW, and we have Nick and I's dank predictions from SummerSlam. But
is that what we're calling it?
Our dank predictions? Not according to the banner I made, but... big love to everyone watching right now. Thank you so much. Whether you're watching live or after the fact, really do appreciate it. But to bring in our guest, no stranger to What Real Entertainment. You've seen him on SUPERSHOW. You've seen him on our show. He's hung out with us multiple times with our Wrestle Reel watch-alongs. This is my homie right here, Jacob Pickett. Jacob!
Hello.
Welcome.
What's good, Bubba?
It's going great, man. I mean, like you said before, I texted you at like 3 a.m, and I was like, yo, today alone in wrestling has been absolute insanity. So if you need somebody on this week to help out, I'm down for it because I'm losing my mind still.
There's a lot. So much that's been going on. Literally, like, and I was explaining to Matt that the thumbnails are a tricky thing for us because a lot of our news ends up happening throughout the week. And my God, did our news happen throughout the week this week? Like, it was the first, like, bam, bam, bam. And then Dynamite happens last night. You get 3 debuts. Not just 1, not just 2, but 3. And it was wild.
We're getting the return of some versions of characters. But I mean, might as well talk about Dynamite to begin with, because AEW Dynamite has been the markiest television program to ever exist. And over the last 24 hours, and hasn't even been 24 hours yet, we've gotten rumors and potential confirmations of 2 former WWE wrestlers joining the ranks over there in Khan's Island. Let's talk about that right now. Let's get it! Yo, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, both their names are being rumored to join All Elite Wrestling. What the absolute hell is going on? Now, for context, this is not the first time we've heard either one of these things. This is not the first time we've heard it over and over and over again. CM Punk to AEW confirmed. It's been a joke for years.
7 years. 7 years this has been going on.
But then Daniel Bryan's name comes up. I'm like, shut up. But then friend of the show, Victor Albane, texted me. He's like, yo, some dude at like bodyslam.net is doubling down on this. I'm like, man, shut up. I'm like, that's not legit. And then I looked it up myself. I'm like, wait, everybody's picking up on it.
Yeah.
And people are talking about this thing. Like, is this legit? Jacob, I want to ask you first, Bubba. When you saw CM Punk's name first, let's talk about CM Punk first. When you saw Punk's name first, what did you think?
So yesterday, I'm pretty sure it was the first thing I did yesterday was open Twitter. And I told my brother about this too yesterday. He was like, oh, that was a mistake. I'm like, you would think that, but this time, no. Mm-mm. I opened it and all I saw was a tweet from somebody and it didn't even say a name, but I immediately knew who they were talking about because it was talking about, oh, don't get this theme song, get this one. And I was like, huh? Because I instantly recognized who those were. So I was like, there's no way. And I checked trending. CM Punk is like 1 or 2. And I'm like, what's happening? And I look and it's like being strongly reported by multiple people, and at least some of them reputable, that CM Punk's in talks to return to wrestling in some form. And then there was other parts specifying that it would be AEW where they would go. And I'm just like, I can't even fathom this because I've been hearing like, oh, CM Punk's gonna come back for 7 years. You know, I've not even been a wrestling fan for 7 years, and I've still been hearing about it. You know, like it's just insanity. But the fact that this is the closest to being actually legit in those 7 years, I still can barely fathom it. And like you said, it's been barely a day since that talk was coming out.
Nick, we've been talking about we've been talking about CM Punk forever. Okay. The whole CM Punk discourse has taken over this show multiple times because Nick and we're all fans of CM Punk. Right, we all love CM Punk, and regardless of what you think of how he's treated the wrestling business since he walked out on it 7 years ago, the man was an awfully big personality, big character, and I mean, not to play the pun, but he was almost like leading his own cult, you know, like for wrestling fans.
Because what he did, though, is the thing.
Right, but Nick, when you saw the CM Punk reports, did you buy them off the bat?
No. Because I'm a wrestling fan who's jaded to never believe that he's ever going to go back. Well, okay. I don't know if I believed it at first, but the first thing that went into my mind is Vince McMahon is either a salty bitch right now, or he is dipping into his Uncle Scrooge vault of billions of dollars going, how much money of this do I need to give to you and Daniel Bryan right now? We'll get to that later. But it's like, oh my gosh. Because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say a controversial thing right now. I think that if that's, you know how Hulk Hogan turning heel turned a WCW into something more reputable? CM Punk and Daniel Bryan signing with AEW will be that push that AEW needs. Because we're excited that these certain wrestlers debuted in AEW and blah blah blah. But the second that CM Punk, his name gets mentioned that he signed with AEW, I think their viewership is going to go straight up. In my opinion.
I can see that, honestly.
I've been saying for months now that I have this crazy ass feeling that Dynamite could eclipse Raw one of these days. With that being said, that's Raw at its lowest was about like 1.3 million people. I think at its lowest, or like 1.2, somewhere around there. Dynamite, according to either Dave Meltzer or Brian Alvarez, it was like 1.15.
Big Daddy Dave.
And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger with any given week. Folks are now clamoring for AEW more than ever, probably since its inception. Yeah. Right, Jacob, when we were watching Dynamite in those early weeks and in its first few weeks, like we were part of that of that million people or that 900,000 people, you know? And yeah, the pandemic put a damper on everybody's ratings, not just Raw. It put a damper on everybody because no crowds hurts the product. But now that fans are back to full capacity for now, until some crazy shit happens. But Dynamite's probably they've seen that for weeks now because they've had at least 1,000 people at shows for like the last 2 months. And now you want to add CM Punk, arguably the most polarizing wrestling personality of the 21st century. Like, that man's name alone gets him anywhere. Shit. Like, anytime his name's uttered, people either like start marking out like how we typically do, or get pissy like how we typically do. Like, there's no
no in between.
There's no in between.
That's what we've learned over these years, is that there's no in between. You either hate CM Punk or you want him back to save wrestling. And would I rather he be in the WWE? Yes, I would, just because I understand that as a wrestling mark myself, that he will never be treated the right way when he comes back, or will he? I mean, you've seen it happen with other wrestlers. This probably would put a damper on CM Punk ever coming back to the WWE.
This will close that door forever.
Yes,
I think so.
And we'll. Oops, sorry, that's for later.
That's for later.
And we'll see, like, if it really does or not, and if he really does or not, because that Vince is on the phone with Phil right now, going, "Listen, I'm sorry, we can put all this behind us, blah 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 blah." Because here's what I'm going to argue: he's not doing that because he cares if CM Punk debuts with AEW. He's doing that because Vince McMahon's allegedly trying to sell the company right now.
That's been a rumor for a minute now.
I forgot about that.
That puts value on your brand if the top guys in the industry are in AEW.
Now,
finding CM Punk and sticking whoever buys WWE, again, hearsay, with that lucrative contract is going to bring up the value in the WWE.
And CM Punk's made it no secret that money is a big factor in him coming back. He's made it absolutely no secret. And if Tony's World is willing to pay him the big bucks, then I mean, shit, WWE just let a ton of people go for budget cuts. My ass.
For the third time in over a year.
Right, even though they just had the most lucrative year of like the entire decade in this past pandemic. But I digress. CM Punk going to AEW would rock people's worlds. But let's stop dodging this bullet now. The bigger impact, I think, that can happen from WWE to AEW, and the slap in the face, and how I look at this, is the man presumably formerly known as Daniel Bryan jumping ship and going to Tony's World.
And being called Bryan Danielson, presumably, I would guess, right?
Yo, this one is getting a lot more traffic. I went on YouTube right before the show started, and I was looking at thumbnails. They're all Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, and they're all like, details on Daniel Bryan's contract, as if he already signed. Has he already signed?
See, that's what I keep thinking of too, because the craziest thing about yesterday is that before Dynamite was on, and then as it went on, because I just didn't look at what time it was, I was talking to my brother and just telling him a bunch of random stuff, because he used to watch wrestling with me, and now he doesn't so much. But I was just telling him, like, because he knows what CM Punk is, he knows what Daniel Bryan is, and I've been telling him some stuff about Nick Gage as well. And so I talked to him about all three of these people, and then in the span of the 24 hours yesterday, all three of those people were the biggest things to talk about in the wrestling world. And sure enough, when I was talking about that, I realized I'd missed the first hour of Dynamite and was like, oh, I hope nothing crazy happened. That first half hour is when Nick Gage showed up, and I was really mad at myself. But still, what the hell? Nick Gage is here. But yeah, when it comes to the Daniel Bryan stuff, I saw the same things, Chris, where there was this like contract stuff. And the thing is, like, there's been rumors about that since he just has been AWOL from SmackDown, since he lost the ability to be on SmackDown, basically. And obviously CM Punk stuff's been going on for 7 years since he left. But seeing those details about Daniel Bryan going around and it being from like Fightful, like they don't usually report on BS, Like they're one of the more reputable sources out there, and in wrestling, there's really not that many reputable ones. That's just how it is. But like all the stuff I saw about that, if it is true, then they really were. Everyone at AEW was just like, "All right, Brian, what do you want? Because we want you, and we will give you whatever you want." Because it was like less dates, because he does have 2 small children, so like it's and he did said
history of injuries.
Yeah, and he said before, like, I would like to, be around my kids more. And I think he said that to WWE, and that's part of the reason why he's not there currently, or hasn't been since like mid-April. It's like that, saying that he was allowed to work in Japan, which I then saw someone bring up. There was that talk going around. The WWE was talking specifically with New Japan a few months ago, but then nothing ever came of it. And some people are thinking, well, shoot, that's probably why they even did, because they were like, listen,
They wanted Daniel Bryan to stick around.
Yeah, listen, one of our top guys still works with us as of now, and he would love to wrestle basically everyone on your roster at least twice, because this man eats, sleeps, breathes wrestling, and always has. But knowing WWE, they were probably like, you get nothing in return outside of one of our guys. And they were like, that's cool, bye. And then it was just up in flames there. But now AEW is already doing things in New Japan among everywhere else. The crossover from this week alone has been blowing my mind with all the wrestling I've been watching. And everyone's everywhere. There's storylines overlapping. It's just complete insanity. But if this Daniel Bryan stuff is fully legit, or even close to legit, the fact that AEW is straight up like, basically work whenever you want, have all the character control, you can work in Japan, do whatever, they're just like, yeah, we know that you're like older, you've been wrestling for years, and you've been injured, you didn't wrestle for like 3 years straight or whatever because of your neck, that we get all that. We know you love wrestling. We know fans love you. Have whatever you want. Like, and it's good. That's a good thing they're doing that, because if you know anything about Daniel Bryan, it's like I said before, eat, sleeps, breathes wrestling. If you want him to wrestle, just give him what you want, because he knows what he's doing.
I am so intrigued at this because people are already talking about when he'll show up. The discourse isn't if he'll show up, it's when he shows up. And that spooks the hell out of me.
That it's going to be in New York at Madison Square Garden.
All right, no, it's you're talking about the Arthur Ashe Stadium, that one?
Or yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, damn close. That's the closest they'll get to MSG for right now, because WWE has that damn chokehold, brother, on MSG. But yo, if that's what they do, because Daniel Bryan can just show up. There's no 30 days, there's no 90 days. He can just show up whenever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
If they wait for that,
it feels like it's been 90 days. Obviously.
Oh yeah, it's been well over 90 days. My man got murdered on
twice.
Yeah, he got stacked. But my man got his ass beat by Roman Reigns, and he's just gone. But little did we know, we're all like, he'll be back by SummerSlam. He'll be back, Nope, this man's going to show up at All Out in Chicago. and I'm the shittiest boy because I can't go to All Out. And I was incredibly shitty. Now, like, Malachi Black is there. And Andrade is there with Chavo Guerrero Jr. Excuse me? What year is this? Then this damn CM Punk news comes out. Imagine like the main event at damn All Out. It's Hangman and Kenny, right? Like maybe Kenny retains over Hangman in the dirtiest way ever, and then you hear like the tss, and that's it. That is it. Wherever the arena they're at, it literally goes into Lake Michigan.
Well,
it comes off the ground, jumps
to be able to use that, right?
CM Punk used Cult of Personality when he fought in the UFC.
Well, yeah, but the specific version with the static at the beginning, I think that's specifically a WWE thing. But still, they could get the fun. Yeah, they can do something close to it, but they can also just get the song. But I was thinking about the same thing, especially now, at least in Daniel Bryan's case, that it's more people are already talking about when, not if. That alone, crazy. But also, like I said, the first thing that got me into seeing all this news was somebody talking about CM Punk's theme song. Because this guy I follow, this wrestler, or retired wrestler, he was like, don't get Cult of Personality, you get Miseria Cantare, which is an AFI song that he came out with for like most of his stuff on the indies. If you've not heard that song or seen a match where he comes out to it, it is badass as could be. And I'm like, that would be a deeper cut. And I think people would just be like not everybody would know, but he would walk out and everybody would lose their minds anyway. But as soon as the opening riff to Cult of Personality hits, everyone would come unglued. And then in Daniel Bryan's case, his most well-known indie theme song is The Final Countdown. And if I'm watching an AEW show in the next month or two, and I hear the first note of that song, I'm going to lose my mind. I will go.
Tony's no stranger to shelling out money for music rights.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Especially with him doing it more recently. I'm like, that's the thing. I almost want to, it's like, that's basically what I've been talking about the most at this point. I'm like, Tony, I don't know how much money you're giving him. I don't know how many perks you're giving him or how much control you let him have. I don't even care if you are signing him. But if you are, the only thing I care about is how much money are you willing to dish out to get the perfect song? Because I get that I feel like it's more likely they'll do some version of, Flight of the Valkyries, because that's just a general song. There's a million versions of it, and that's his WWE theme. So they might do that because it'll be familiar. But just imagine having Daniel Bryan, and every time he shows up and wins, he has The Final Countdown playing. Like something that hasn't happened in over 10 years. That would just be mind-blowing, and I would love it. But again, we're already talking, when and how, when we're still not even sure if all this is true. That's how This is just the craziest thing in the world.
Because what if you're in the process of watching Raw, where he can appear, or NXT, where he can appear, and
one hell of a swerve.
Could you imagine Samoa Joe, inevitable, wins the NXT championship, and then out of nowhere you hear,
oh man, that crowd, it's at the Full Sail or Capital Wrestling Center, whatever they're calling it, wherever the hell they're doing things at this point, they'll come unglued. That entire building will explode.
Yeah, dude.
Wherever he shows up, the building is going to implode on itself. It's going to be incredible.
So I know we're going to talk about WWE a little bit later, but I did a bad thing. I did a no.
Oh no.
So because of the Olympics, they're not going to be on USA NXT.
I looked too.
And they released the spoilers for the shows over the next couple weeks, and I looked. Cage side seats. They put out the list. They put out the things, and I watched them, and I looked at them. But there's a lot to look forward to over the next couple weeks, especially going into Takeover next month. If they do Takeover Vegas, like if all this Daniel Bryan stuff is a work, and whoever just is putting it out, making it sound legit. If Bryan is making it sound like it's legit, and then he pops up at Takeover Vegas, wherever the hell they're at in Vegas.
Oh my god!
They would have to like it'll be a scene. They'll cause a scene.
A riot, the most positive riot of all time will happen.
Like the fans, SummerSlam's already going to be absolutely insane in regards to card and into the people and the presentation of the show. First really big show since fans are back. But Takeover is where all the mercs are going to be at. And that's, if you're going to have someone show up there, whoever the hell it is, that's where you need to do it, at Takeover. So who the hell knows?
So I went back and I wanted to look at something in regards to that. I was never going to mention like what actually happens for the sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, I somehow have not seen that.
Some WWE or some wrestling breaking news. Two pieces of wrestling breaking
right now.
News. One of them has to do with AEW, and one of them could do with AEW, and one of them is going to have Chris freaking out.
Excuse me?
Thunder Rosa officially signs with AEW. Kira Hogan is done with Impact Wrestling.
What?
Holy God!
What? Excuse me?
So, could she be appearing in AEW?
What?
She posted, and I quote,
You're talking about like two of my favorite lady wrestlers.
"What's up, babies?
Right now.
I'm in Nashville for tapings, and you guys will be the first to know that this is my last Impact taping. I'm going to see what else is out there for me. I'm so excited and scared, but I just wanted to, yeah, she's out. So should she be
you already know Triple H called her ass. You already know.
Oh my God.
And they're going to give her a name. They're going to call her like Sandy Cheeks or some shit.
Hulk Hogan.
They're going to call her Hulk Hogan.
Well, if we're just going, she's gonna be Karen Hollins, the most ill-fitting name that I could think of in 2 seconds.
Hulk Hogan's
Long lost
Wait.
relative, except
God, she's black. Oh no!
Can you imagine?
righting all of our wrongs here.
There's no way in hell WWE would ever let somebody else with the last name Hogan in. There's
not at
no way. There's only one. There's only one.
I'm still amazed they kept Adam Cole since Michael Cole's been here for like 25 years.
Right. I'm like, yo, like
if they chose to not name Adam Cole because Michael Cole exists. Oh no, they're gonna make him like
I was
Ash or something like that. On the
Ash.
Right, dude. I was fully with people thinking like, oh, they're gonna change his name. Like, there's already somebody with the same last name. They don't ever do that. But I'm so glad to be wrong. Like 3 years later,
Joey Styles was in the WWE and they kept it at AJ. So hey,
that's true. I saw someone say like, oh, here comes PJ Fashion here to shake up the WWE. I think it was before he signed.
That's my
PJ Fashion.
PJ
Oh my
here in
God.
NXT.
I'll wear my PJ Fashion T-shirt later.
Yo, okay. Before we can keep going about AEW, but either way, breaking news: Thunder Rosa, my favorite wrestler, officially all elite after her wrestling for the company for months now, and Kiera Hogan apparently not with Impact anymore.
She did lose. She and Tasha Steele as Fire and Flava did lose the Knockouts tag titles last Saturday.
Which, by the way, because eventually it's going to end up playing into it, Bound for Glory is going to be featured across all sorts of wrestling companies.
Yeah.
And Jay White makes his Impact debut. In a world where we're debating as to where Jay White's going to end up, we thought he could be in the Royal Rumble out of nowhere for some reason. And
yeah.
That was a thought.
He appears in Impact. Crossing New Japan, AEW, everything.
Those three companies are on fire right now, and WWE is just like, we have Goldberg.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
He's like, we put Braun Strowman things on our merch shop for some reason.
Wait, are you for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He doesn't even work there.
I mean, that probably means he's coming back at some point.
Oh, then why would they drop him in the first place?
Why would they have Goldberg facing against him when they could have Bobby Lashley face against Braun Strowman?
I mean, it's only because Goldberg's going to beat Lashley and Big E's going to cash in. But we'll talk about that later.
Hey, can you play something for me real quick? Because I can't access it right now. Oh, not that. The other.
No.
What, this one?
69 me done. 69 me saved me. Cap, the paperwork. That's cap. Totally cap. That means lie.
Which one are you looking for?
The new CM Punk clip that I have.
Oh, the new one?
Click is the noise the audience's remote control makes every time Goldberg pops up on their TV screen.
Sorry.
There we go.
That was a mess.
we went through the greatest hits there for a second.
Yeah, we still have a couple of good ones.
Been Boaz for a long time.
I've been Boaz.
Oh my God! I'm so glad you have that.
Is it for a long time?
Boaz. Well, let's shift gears. We're going to talk about TV for the first time in forever on this program, if at all, if we've ever done it. But there's a new show coming to Stars, and it stars a man who was formerly the Green Arrow on the CW, but it's about wrestling. So let's talk about it. There's a new show called Heels. It's called Heels, appropriately titled. It's about this small indie fed, and it's almost like a family drama. It's based around wrestling, but they're actually like doing shit in this. Like they got my man Stephen Amell doing like coast to coast and shit. So when I told y'all about this, first of all, did y'all know the shows existed? The shows existed?
Yes,
we've talked about it on here before, I believe. Actually.
Word, and if we have, I don't remember, but I've been fascinated with this show for months now because it's been in production forever, and the cast is pretty damn good. But this is the first real trailer we got to show some plot, and I'm pretty damn intrigued. You don't get to see too many wrestling dramas nowadays, at least on TV.
Right.
Like we saw Young Rock on NBC, but
Glow was out for a little while.
Glow was out for a minute, right? On streaming.
So this could be filling the void that Glow left in our hearts. And trust me, very excited about it. You got Stephen Amell, who has, if anything, proven that he has some wrestling chops in him by wrestling our favorite wrestler of all time, Stardust.
Yes. That's my horn hit the mic. Hold on.
Yeah, mute me. But they, it's got a good cast. I mean, hell, they brought CM Punk back to wrestling before any business could.
Right. He's going to be, at least presumably, he'll be in this show to some capacity.
Yeah. I didn't even know about that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
He has his longer CM Punk hair. Like,
yeah,
he's kind of looks like yours, Jacob. I'm not gonna lie.
Words. This Fire Burns is gonna start playing.
Yeah,
crazy.
Y'all some kill switch engaged. That'd be fucking raw.
That's right there, if I remember correctly. But because CM Punk doesn't exist in the vein of the WWE, so the 1 week that this Fire Burns was Randy Orton's entrance music.
Oh yeah,
was that's actually the true Randy Orton. CM Punk doesn't exist anymore because he's going to be.
Okay, guys.
But no.
What's his new name? JT Jerk.
Jesus.
He's like Ryback. He changed his name to that.
Legally.
Yeah, WWE. You know what's going to end up happening actually is Goldberg is going to win the championship and then Ryback's going to come back.
No!
Anyway,
it's crazy. How would I cancel my cable subscription?
I know.
I am very excited for this show. I think that it's going to be a great show. Whether we'll actually do our weekly reviews like we said we were going to do for Young Rock, who knows? This is the most non-traditional wrestling show on the planet.
Right. No promises.
I still can't believe I went from seeing Steven Amell do one match on WWE and then see him get Falcon arrowed through a table by Christopher Daniels like 3 years ago, and now he's the star of that match does rule. That show is insanity. But the fact that he's just wrestling, but also it's like a reality show, but not really. It's like a drama, and they're like actually brothers, and they're also kayfabe brothers. And I didn't see much of the trailer, but I've been talking about it and keeping tabs on it since it first they first started showing set pictures and stuff from the show a couple months ago, which I feel like it was even longer than that this has been going around.
Right.
But yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes because it could be like half and half with the wrestling and the drama part. It could start leaning more towards the drama part. I'm not crazy into drama shows myself, but this has wrestling in it. So depending on how well they split that, maybe they'll have me interested after all. But from what I've seen, I haven't seen too much of it, but yes, I did. Okay. So if they keep it, like that, and they're having other wrestlers show up, so.
But except it's not going to be like people are going to need to learn these moves and stuff like that. The characters are going to be established and they're going to understand wrestling more than those characters in Glow did.
Right.
The thing I have about this show, don't get me wrong, I'm stoked. It's wrestling, yes. I love the Glow. I loved it so much. And with this, it's Stephen Amell. I love this time on Arrow. But is the world ready for a wrestling show like this? Is this something that could appease to people? That's the question. Because we saw what happened to Glow. Glow lived on Netflix, so it was easy. And the rewatchability was there. But that show got prematurely canceled. They never got a proper ending. So with this show, it's brand new. It's on Stars of all places. I don't know how good Stars is with ratings, but I love this. It's a smaller indie fed. It's I looked it up. It's a Duffy. It's the Duffy wrestling league. Yeah, Duffy Wrestling League out of Georgia of all places. And like what you said, Jacob, they're all going to be established. Or Nick, you might have said it. They're going to be established. They're not going to be rooks, right? And if I'm not mistaken, Cody Rhodes might pop up in this. I have a feeling.
Of course, him and Stephen Miller are best friends at this point. So
right.
Well, and will a pseudo big wrestling company come up and try and scoop up talent? That would be a really interesting thing.
They'll probably touch on that. And I know they're really toning the lines in the show, what's a work and what's a shoot with between one another. It's I know you want this belt for real, but you got to come get this belt for me, brother. Reefism in the chat. What's up, Reefism? I'm still mad at Stars that they canceled American Gods. That's the thing, right? I don't hear too much about Stars in their shows. You know, I've heard of American Gods. I know it lasted like a season or two, but do people even go out of their way to watch TV shows on Stars? Like the last show I watched on there was Ash vs. Evil Dead. And that was like years ago.
It's one of those things that needs one of those types of big shows in order to continue to move it forward. And the potential is there for this type of a show to be that. You know, I'm thinking of weird references right now to like shows that you would have never really expected for people to enjoy the subject matter but really like it. And for some reason, the first thing that pops up into my mind is Breaking Bad. But then I'm going, well, people don't like meth, but they love Breaking Bad, right? But my point is, it's like,
I see what you're doing.
If people don't like wrestling, but they enjoy the show, it's probably going to bring more eyes to wrestling. Hopefully not to meth, but still, like, the point is, the fact of the matter is that like this could bring more eyes onto wrestling as a whole. The issue is for WWE, it's probably going to bring more eyes on to AEW because Amel has been involved with All Out. CM Punk, if he appears in the show and he appears in the company, that's going to be another connection for you right there. Amel is clearly going to be working with Cody Rhodes, so it's going to bring more eyes to AEW.
Amel might pop up on Dynamite around the time of the show.
Yeah.
Dude.
So,
and between that and, you know, Vice has been doing Dark Side of the Ring for a while now, and that's been doing really well. I've only seen like one or two of them. Like I watched the Nick Gage one not too long ago, finally, and like it's amazing. And I've heard only good things. Like people are always either like, I didn't care too much for the subject matter, or this was incredible. I didn't know anything about this. This is crazy that's even being shown. I mean, seeing Nick Gage on TV in that way was crazy to me. And then, of course, yesterday happened, and my mind got blown a second time. But
I've seen Nick Gage as the absolute champion in person, wrestling. God, I don't remember what the guy's name is, but Nick Gage is the only guy that you think of. And I saw him wrestle. What's the guy's name? Manser or something like that.
Mance Warner. Hell yeah.
I love Mance. In a death match that just basically went throughout the entire stadium and got involved.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
At Absolute, and I love Absolute, and I love that all these wrestlers that I've seen in Absolute, like Joey Janela and Britt Baker, are now appearing in AEW. But because WWE's not very good at scooping them up ever since they got Gargano. But one of the best to get out of there, I guess, right? But yeah, to see all these guys who were wrestling on these like local indie feds and stuff like that just start to get more work. What am I talking about? It's heels. It's gonna be great.
To go back to Stars for a minute, Reefism in the chat points out that they do have Outlander and Power. I forgot about Power. Power's been around for a minute now. The 50 Cent produced show. Hell yeah. And he's like, y'all remember that match Stephen Amell did in WWE? Hell yeah. Did he tag with Neville?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
It was Neville and versus Stardust and
was it Sandow? Something like that?
I don't remember.
I forget what it was. A tag match. I know that.
Were you really worried about who Stardust was teaming with in that match? No.
All I remember, because I had the pleasure of being there for the Christopher Daniels Stephen Amell match at All In 2018, something like that. 17, something like that. But that was really like Stephen Amell was like, oh, yo, he could work.
Yeah.
They got my man like doing table bumps.
He took a table spot, man. Like, come on.
That was probably at least actually until the Bad Bunny match at WrestleMania this past year, that was probably the best celebrity match.
Yeah.
Because Bad Bunny went all the fuck out at WrestleMania.
I still can't believe I saw that. And I called two of the spots he did.
Like it was my man was going crazy. My man was going nuts.
But talking about Bad Bunny without going Estoy Magnifique.
Estoy Magnifique. I miss Bad Bunny in the wrestling ring. As crazy as that sounds. Too. But Stephen Amell, I obviously he's a big wrestling guy, and this is his first big project outside of Arrow. And I not only as a fan of him, I'm watching this show, but I'm curious to see how the general public responds to a wrestling show that's on Stars and not on streaming. I bet this will be on like Stars Plus or whatever the hell if they have a streamer.
Sure.
But I wonder how this would deal against shows like Power and Outlander. You know, like wrestling shows just aren't things people clamor for nowadays. Besides the mainline Dynamites, Raw, SmackDowns, NXTs, etc. But a drama, a scripted. Okay, let me rephrase. A pre-taped, scripted. Damn it! There's not too many differences between Raw and heels, or the regular shows and heels. But you know what I mean, like a dramatized wrestling show. And I'm curious to see how this pans out. The trailer's raw. The cast is double. I do want to spotlight Alexander Ludwig. He's the brother. Yeah. He's the baby face in this situation, at least besides being a dickhead in real life. Not Ludwig, but the actual character he's playing. But
that guy.
No, but this I want to see the wrestling in this show too. They got James Harrison, the linebacker, the former linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's in this shit.
What the hell?
Right, and he's playing a wrestler in this.
God.
And like I said, like CM Punk was a part of this. I think Cody Rhodes is going to be in an episode. I don't know, but heels looks dope. And maybe if Nick and I remember, we'll try to do a little review skis for the show. Unless we get caught up with WRCW, but we'll get there later because we've been talking about WWE off and on for the last 40 minutes. Might as well at least acknowledge what the hell's been going on in the last 7 days. We've had a SmackDown, we've had a pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, and then we had Raw, and we had some crazy shit throughout these past week or last 6 days. I don't know how many days. Let's talk about it. Right now. I clicked the wrong thing the first time.
Goldberg came back. Oh, sorry.
I mean, we can. God damn it!
No.
This is.
I didn't even play that. I have no.
No, that wasn't the goddamn wasn't at that. It was at the fact that Goldberg is legitimately back on WWE television.
Can I give y'all?
How about this? Hold up, 1 second.
Oh no!
Is the noise the audience's remote control makes every time Goldberg pops up on their TV screen.
There it is. But please, Jacob, go ahead.
The last week in watching wrestling for me has been all over the place, and everything is just batshit insane. Like I alluded to at the very beginning of the show. So I watched SmackDown last week, or I think I watched it like the next day because I didn't hear anything about it. So I was just watching because the only thing I had seen the day before was that David Hart Smith was back at SmackDown. Yeah. And then I watched the entire show and he didn't show up at all. So I'm like, what gives? They were interviewing him. I saw him post on his Twitter the interview. So I thought, what the hell is going on? He was the first one out the curtain for the dark match when there was 12 people in there. He's like back with the company, I guess.
He's doing dark matches with Austin Theory, apparently.
Yeah, yikes. And so then I was like, I watched all that. I'm like, whatever. SmackDown's still way better than Raw and other things. But then the next day, it's Slammiversary, right? The show is killer. I love every second of it. It ends, and Kenny Omega and Sami Callihan nearly murder each other. This is like the closest to like an indie death match on a pay-per-view I've seen in a long time. Then Jay White shows up and has this whole triple company crossover insanity. And then it looks like they end the show early when some people come out to attack somebody. But then it turns out that was actually planned because they're going to show it on Impact today, actually. I forgot the Impact's on today. I'll have to watch that. So there's all that stuff happening. The tapings for that happened. There's stuff about Chris Bay possibly joining the Bullet Club because Impact posted about that on their Twitter. That's the whole thing. Then the next day, no rest for the weary. It's Money in the Bank. We get good winners, which I've mentioned this to Chris before. I had this long-going theory that if the Rumble winners were good, then Money in the Bank was bad, or vice versa.
Right.
And for the first time in a while this year, all the winners were good. So thank God for that. That's like never happens. That last happened like 3 or 4 years ago, I think, if I remember my whole stupid theory correctly. But yeah, so all that happened. Then John Cena comes back. I mean, what the hell? I don't think I heard any rumors about that ever. So the fact that that was a closely guarded secret is mind-boggling to me.
They're very good at John Cena's secret.
Right.
I think the rumors were Cena coming back for that SmackDown before.
Ah.
When he
But then
wasn't
Finn Balor
there.
comes back to the main roster.
Oh yeah,
But Balor's back on the main roster.
I forgot to mention that too. Finn Balor shows up and he's nice and smiling again, which makes me in fear for his future because he was just on NXT for last year murdering fools and not caring.
You can't do finger guns on Raw. Come on now.
I guess so, and that's why Raw sucks. Which leads me to watching Raw after Money in the Bank. I was like, you know what? Money in the Bank was really good. And the fans are back, and this is the first Raw with fans. So I'm going to watch Raw. I tapped out after the first 30 minutes because, Jesus, Raw sucks. Now, sure enough, a bunch of crazy stuff happened after the first half hour. Still not watching Raw, though, because, God. But,
you didn't want to watch Jackson Riker versus Elias for the 500th time?
No, I don't want to watch Jackson. Pretty sure we proved that dude was a racist Riker. Fight Elias again.
During that match because the referee had to put Riker's arm on him.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Jesus. But yeah, that happens. Goldberg shows up. Bleh. Whatever. Who cares? Nikki ASH immediately cashed in. They really just don't care about having the women's Money in the Bank last very long outside of Carmella apparently, which whatever, it's fine because I was kind of mad that Charlotte won, although that match kicked ass and Charlotte did not give a fuck at all, and I was all about it. So good on her and Rhea for getting the fans into that. But then she immediately loses it the next day, and whatever, some other stuff. Jeff Hardy has his good theme song back. I'm honestly upset I missed that. And then he rolls up Karrion Kross. They had that dude undefeated for a year, and they had Jeff Hardy beat him in less than 2 minutes. I was like, hell yeah, that's what getting your good theme song does. That empowers you.
Well, I will say something that I had heard a rumor. Well, I had heard two rumors. One rumor is that, and this is no spoiler to NXT, that they had to refilm his segment later on because the fans kept chanting Jeff Hardy at him.
Oh my God.
Two,
I hope that's
Vince
real.
did it as a way to say he doesn't give a shit about NXT.
Oh, I could tell. That's pretty clear. I mean, I don't give a shit about Karrion Kross, so that dude losing in less than 2 minutes was really funny to me. But the fact that it happened that blatantly is hysterical. And they were just like, here, Jeff, here's your theme song. Go just ruin this fool's life. He got protected for a year for nothing. And then was like, well, now I got to watch NXT because their champion got poached. What the hell are they going to do? Is it going to be like when Brock Lesnar was around, but also not, and a show just didn't have their champion for months? And then I watched all of NXT, and I don't know if you guys did, but the show was not great this week. There was not a lot going on, and then of course the tapings happened, and I've seen like one thing, and from what I've heard, some better things happened. So thank God for that.
There's gonna be a lot of good stuff on NXT next couple weeks.
That's good. And then of course what we've been talking about off and on, AEW happened yesterday. And between that and the news involving them beforehand, the entire earth is just exploding in the wrestling world. We had someone we didn't mention, Hikuleo from New Japan, mostly on New Japan USA these days, shows up. And then they're just straight up like, yeah, he's going to fight the winner of the Texas Death Match next week. Like, what?
Which loses his title.
Yeah, and Jon Moxley lost it. He's had it, I mean, due to travel issues for almost 600 days.
He had that belt for 2 years.
Yeah, basically. And then he loses it in a kick-ass match. That was one of the best, like within 1 week, there's 2 matches on a pay-per-view and then a weekly TV show that were some of the best televised death matches I've seen in forever. And I'm a guy that watches indie death matches on a fairly regular basis, and just everybody's gigging. Everybody's getting thrown through stuff the whole time. But these 2 on TV of all places, well, pay-per-view, the fact that they get away with bleeding so much in AEW, I'm impressed with, I'll be honest. Like, I know it's TV 14, but people are out here dying all the time on this show. And next week, Chris Jericho's going to die because he's fighting Nick Gage. There's no way he doesn't die. There's no way. This man almost killed David Arquette. Chris Jericho's going to die.
we
Rip.
so in the past 6 days, the wrestling world's been on fire for multiple different reasons. But for WWE's sake, right? Like SmackDown, yeah, like Finn Balor's back. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How he's used going forward, that's the question.
Scary.
It's the big money question because my man's out here, yee, and he's
Which
not out
I'm-
here to be like bang, bang, bang.
I'm cool with the that's always cool. The crowd gets into
Oh,
the
it's a
yee.
good thing for the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah. But him not immediately going like, I'm gonna murder you, which he's been very good at for the last year.
They gotta
They
have
should just
Finn
stick
Balor.
to
Like,
that.
who's the most babyface of babyfaces on SmackDown right now? Like,
Kevin Owens probably.
no, not KO, because KO like
Maybe.
Rey Mysterio. Maybe he like tags the Mysterios and he like murders Dominic. Like just
Yeah, no, they'll boo him for sure. They
Right.
love Mysterios.
so like just some like that popped to me on Friday. Money in the Bank. I watched it with a friend of the show, Victor Albane, and I was so fascinated that they actually nailed the entire show.
Right?
The entire show was actually good. Like there's not a hiccup, there wasn't a lull. I loved the winners. Like Nikki, I have a problem with the Nikki almost superhero. I don't it's not for me, that's I gotta remember I'm almost 24 years old. I'm watching wrestling.
I just like a thought that maybe she could dash in Cody Rhodes this if she turns heel. Where
Oh my god.
dashing
Almost
Cody
super
Rhodes
villain.
wasn't heel, don't get me wrong, but he was a mega heel when he became undashing Cody Rhodes. So if she becomes a villain, she could do some really good shit with it. I'm just saying.
No, and I'm hoping for the best. I popped hard when she cashed in on Charlotte.
Right.
Because I
We
was
still call her Nikki Cross.
Yeah, I can still call. I'm gonna call her whatever the hell I want to call her. Nikki Cross is what let me rephrase. I'm gonna call her Nikki Cross at this point going forward. But that match that Charlotte and what's her face Rhea Ripley had on Sunday, I love that it was like it started so slow and the crowd was like, "We want Becky," and they were like, "Oh, word, you want Becky?" Charlotte's out here giving people the finger.
Oh my god, it was
And
so
they
awesome.
amped it up solely because they were pissed off.
Right.
And that made it so much better. Like you can tell how hot they were, that the crowd was not rocking with them. And they wanted Becky, everybody did. But where were they at? Fort Worth? Fort Worth made them let them know that they wanted Becky. And Charlotte's out here giving people the finger on camera. They tried blacking it out and failed tremendously.
What's the thing? I was thinking about that because I saw that first because the screen blacked out and I was like, oh. And then like I think Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, I think even their feeds blacked out because they were just like, oh. And then it was just dead silent. And then the crowd started booing. But what I think happened is that because they were already like the crowd already didn't care about the match, the feud going into this match was awful anyway. And I don't blame them for not caring because I
doing
certainly
this
didn't.
since WrestleMania,
Right. It's been like 2-3 months straight and nobody then. And I don't know who's supposed to be the good and bad guy here because they were just mocking each other and breaking each other's legs, but not really for like 2 weeks straight, like creatively bankrupt. Like nobody knows what's going on. But then just from the get-go, they're just like, oh, okay, they don't care. Charlotte flips them off. I feel like because they like blacked it out and then it just gave up 2 seconds in, I feel like they were like, no, show it because that immediately got a bigger reaction to the "We Want Becky" chants. And then they just kicked each other's ass for a good like 15 minutes or whatever. That like deadlift suplex spot that Rhea Ripley did, the crowd went nuts for it.
Because
like,
it looked like she was going to drop Charlotte like 5 times.
Yeah, and then she just murdered her. And yeah, just the whole they went from the crowd not caring at all because this feud sucks and chanting for Becky because everyone was convinced that she was going to show up, which she didn't. And then they had him eating out of the palm of their hand by the end. So I was like, am I upset Rhea lost because after they had such a good match, if she had won and beaten Charlotte cross-chopping and flipping off the fans' Flair, after that, would the crowd have like been more into her? I feel like that, yeah. But they planned beforehand that Charlotte was going to win so that Nikki would win on Raw. So whatever, that worked out. But yeah,
time women's champion, by the way.
Oh god,
that's crazy as hell.
Props to them for making that match crazy just to get one over on the crowd and be like, yeah, you like this now. But dang, someone did mention that Charlotte Flair has no highlights in her championship reigns, and I literally only remember when she wins and loses them, and I remember nothing in between.
That's so sad.
They're just trying to ramp her numbers up to be like, she got 16 wins just like Ric Flair, even though John Cena possibly could have 17 at this point in a month. Like, who knows, man?
My favorite match out of the Money in the Bank card was the men's Money in the Bank itself. That match absolutely kicks ass. It may be one of the best Money in the Bank matches of all time. It's hardcore. I'm king recency bias. I am the king of recency bias, but that match absolutely rules. And they had the climax of the match where literally my mind was like, oh, Seth's gonna win. Oh, Shinsuke's gonna win. Oh, Ricochet's gonna win. Oh my god. Oh, and the big ending off the ladder from Big E to Rollins, Big E climbing up, getting the briefcase, Fort Worth losing their damn mind. That was it. That was it. And yo, Big E winning Money in the Bank, that's where the party's at. My man's cashing in at SummerSlam. I'm calling it right now.
I'll lose it. I'll go crazy, dude. That'd be
Vegas
so
will go nuts. They're gonna do it in Vegas. They're gonna have Goldberg beat Lashley, and then he's gonna be like, oh.
If he specifically does that, and they don't just play his theme song, yeah, the roof is gonna blow off the place. That'd be insane.
Because like Lashley's probably gonna murder Goldberg after the match. Lashley's gonna walk away, and then Big E's gonna be like, ooh, and it's gonna be nuts. I can't remember.
Has there ever been a Money in the Bank where they cash it on the other show and jump ship by doing that? I don't know.
Well, there's been Money in the Banks where the title switches shows because of it. CM Punk did it when he beat Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
We moved that to Raw.
Big E won't take the belt back to SmackDown. If anything, they'll put him on Raw.
Yeah, I think that's what will happen nowadays.
Speaking, I guess that happened when Ambrose won.
Sort of, because then the draft happened after.
But they were like, keep the title on SmackDown. Keep the title on SmackDown.
Right.
And, yeah.
There was
Backlash was to determine. No, the match before Backlash was to determine where the WWE Championship would stay.
Oh, they had him on. They had him face Roman, right?
Championship, and Finn Balor injured won it.
Oh wait, no, they did the triple threat.
Yes.
What? Okay, yeah, I remember that. That was like the only time it happened.
Thing was Ambrose keep the title on SmackDown because those two are on Raw.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because before that, I think they did some match to do that on the draft show, and then Seth and Dean fought, and then they ended in a double pin, and it was weird because the show ended with Stephanie McMahon saying that Seth won, and then the show ended. Everybody was like, "Huh?" So everybody had to go on Twitter, and they had to post a video, like a 2-minute video saying, "Hey, no, it's a double pin, so he still has it." And then Roman smoked weed and was gone for a month, and then he came back. And they had what a crazy time that was.
Yeah,
2016 rules.
2016 was awesome.
2016 rules. Shug in the chat. What's up, Shug? What it do? What it do, baby? What's going on, Shug?
And then Dean Ambrose beat both of them, and everybody was happy.
Yeah, 2016. I talk about 2016 WWE on the show all the damn.
That's
time.
when I became a fan of wrestling.
Was so good. They weren't missing, dude. Even Raw was sitting at the time.
At that point, I think.
Say what?
Yeah, I think by like September or whatever, he beat Ambrose by kicking him in the dick.
No. The dick kicks you, bro.
SmackDown loves low blows.
The damn, but Raw, right? So Raw, you got the Cross Hardy thing. Okay, I don't want to make a big deal out of this. I have had this discussion enough. I hated it. I didn't like it because It's not that I'm such a Karrion Kross mark. It just doesn't make any sense. But Vince don't give a shit about Raw, about NXT.
Vince doesn't give a shit about your opinion.
Right. Like Vince don't give a damn.
Oh my God. Did you guys see that thing where apparently WWE was trying to or successfully copyrighted like a phrase and it was like complaining is not conversation?
Right. Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense as a phrase.
The more you think to see how they use it.
It's going to be Vince. Vince is going to show up like I was reminded of this last night. Like when he had that, it was some promo like after the steroid trial where he basically was like, wrestling's fake, so please stop suing us for using steroids because it's not a real sport. It's basically what he said. And then the next week they had a promo that was like, you think wrestling's fake, huh? And everybody's talking about how they got injured and stuff. I feel like that's what it's gonna be. He's gonna appear on screen and be like, when you guys bitch and moan about everything, that's not having a dialogue about wrestling.
Like when
You're just
up
being
on Raw and
losers.
it's like, where have you been? And then he just walks away.
Right.
Like,
Oh, dude, if he's there
weird.
live and he's like, listen here, you mercs. y'all better stop complaining. Or we're going to have a problem.
Yo, I can't wait
better
for
stop
Vince to
complaining. Or Goldberg's going to win all the titles.
Oh,
Vince is
no.
gonna cut that promo, and they're gonna have merch on it by the end of the night.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna be on the back of a T-shirt, and I'm gonna buy the hell out of it.
And a bunch of mercs are gonna buy the T-shirts.
Complaining is the conversation.
My god!
And that can be applied to anything. That's the best part. Like that is so.
I swear, if that's like a wrestler's, if that's somebody's like catchphrase, that's not gonna do good for anyone.
It's
I can't
carrying
think of
cross.
anyone.
Complaining
No.
is a conversation.
Dude, he already has honestly been like a geek over the last year, and now as of Monday, looks like a super geek. He would be a complete loser if they gave him that catchphrase.
He straight up told whoever the hell was interviewing him after the Hardy match, he's like, "I'm gonna kill everyone." It's like, wait a minute, pump the brakes. Like my man loses to Jeff Hardy in 2 minutes. He's gonna murder. He's gonna murder every. Like I told, I forgot who I was talking to about this, and I said, I'm like, yo, next week Karrion Kross is gonna like murder Humberto Carrillo, and like,
oh no,
and it's gonna be so sad.
He's already getting
No,
murdered by Sheamus
Humberto
every week.
Carrillo has to face against Sheamus again
For the
Shit.
fourth time in like a month,
Right.
and lose horribly.
Sugar in the chat. Chris, can you and me do a Hell in a Cell? Yeah, we can do it if you want. Yeah, screw it. Right.
Everybody dies.
The Devil's Playground. Yeah, we can do that. But the damn and Goldberg, right?
Goldberg.
So they set up Cena Reigns. Cena challenge Reigns. Great.
Because he's an
SummerSlam.
asshole.
Right.
That's his reasoning.
Yeah, because he's a duty head, and I don't like him.
Suffering succotash Roman Reigns.
Oh no!
The damn.
If he said that, that'd be hilarious.
Succotash.
The damn Goldberg Lashley thing. Ugh. Fine. You want Goldberg so bad, and then CM Punk's gonna pop up on Dynamite, or he's gonna pop. AEW's gonna run all out the same day as SummerSlam, and CM Punk's gonna come out, and everyone's gonna lose their damn mind.
Oh my god! You'll be able to hear it from the WWE show.
Right?
Goldberg?
Yeah, but
Goldberg? Really?
Ghoul.
Is the noise the audience's remote control makes every time Goldberg pops up on their TV screen.
That's such a great.
That's
like,
gonna be an
spice.
evergreen video because they keep bringing Oldberg back.
He's
gonna die. I just realized this. If he has a match with Bobby Lashley, he's going to die in the ring. If it's anything like the Kofi match, it's gonna be 5 minutes of an old man getting murdered. Literally,
They're gonna spear each other back and forth, and the crowd's gonna pop every time it happens.
And then Goldberg's gonna win, and then they're gonna light their pitchforks.
Solve anything or whatever Vince McMahon says.
Right. Complaining isn't conversation. Put that shit on a T-shirt.
Oh no!
Chris is ready.
Right. The one question I want to ask you guys before we move on to Nick and I's horrendous SummerSlam predictions, which I don't remember. I'm calling them bad because I just don't remember them. But do you guys think WWE can keep up this momentum that they have right now?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. After chapping out of Raw after 30 minutes and watching all of NXT and going, wow, that sucked. I'm literally just hoping that SmackDown is good. And they have John Cena set up to be there. So
NXT doesn't exist.
Right.
NXT developmental as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
He looks at the fans and he goes, I don't give a damn about your NXT.
Yeah,
Complaining isn't conversation.
SmackDown's already been like the A show for basically ever at this point, and they already had the best stuff set up. Big E's gonna come out Money in the Bank. Everybody's gonna be excited. Finn Balor's back. John Cena's gonna be there and yell at Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is gonna probably punch him in the face.
John Cena's gonna bring up Jimmy Uso's mugshots, and it's gonna be incredible.
Is. You look just like your mugshot.
He's like, did you drive here today? And the crowd's gonna be like, oh
yeah. Well, it's like didn't he do that? He was like Thuganomics for a second. And then he say that he was like, "Man, you guys look a lot like your mugshots." He'll just do that again.
Buried because that whole build when Cena wrestled Reigns the first time, the whole build was Reigns getting shat on by John Cena and the Usos by proxy.
And he did that on Raw too, because he was like he is oversaturated, overpushed. He didn't say that, but like basically he's like he is just shoved down everyone's throats, and that's coming from me.
He said, "Yeah." He said, "You're the corporate version of me." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like John, calm down. He's like, "I come back because you don't cut it." And I'm like,
"Oh my god!"
Granted, that was like 4 years ago. So
right.
So much has happened since John Cena's left. But yo, he's gonna bury Reigns again. Well, this time Reigns has Heyman, so maybe that can be a little bit better.
Reigns is gonna win.
Oh, Reigns is gonna squash
Reigns is
John
absolutely
Cena.
going. That'll be crazy.
Cena's not sticking around after SummerSlam. As much as that hurts my face because I do want to go to a show and see and be that Cena mark that I am internally. Like he's not going to stay past SummerSlam. He's going to go shoot another movie.
Yeah.
Do more Peacemaker or whatever the hell. He's already plugging Suicide Squad in promos.
Yeah, right. He was like, "I'm going to be dressed up as Peacemaker at my next appearance."
No one gives a shit, John. We want to see you wrestle.
Did he say that?
On this?
Yeah,
he did.
He said that. He brought up how he's
man.
going to wear the Peacemaker outfit to the premiere of Suicide Squad. It's like, that's not what the fuck we're talking about, John.
He was like, I think it's funny too. Still, it amazes me to this day that they got shitty with Batista and they were like, "Fuck you, Batista. We're not Guardians of the Galaxy. Gonna suck. We're not gonna talk about it. You don't want to talk about it. Fuck you." And now it's John Cena shows up and he's just like, "Hey guys, my new movie is coming out in a couple months. Actually, I have one's out right now. Another one's coming out next month. I'm gonna be dressed up as a character. It's gonna be great. Like, what the fuck is going on?"
Like, yo, like, why don't you go punch Roman Reigns in the mouth and then we can have this conversation. But that's how they ended the Money in the Bank show. My man just came out for the cheap pop and they're like, "Cut to black, fade to black. We're doing it."
That was crazy. Do.
That's how the show ended. Like, what on God's earth?
Oh my god.
God, I love John Cena so much. My man, he knows what he is, and it makes him better because he knows he's a meme.
It really does.
Like, God, I love it.
Yeah,
so much.
him being self-aware and giving into that stuff has only put him even farther up. Like,
right,
it's crazy.
But we've been talking about SummerSlam for a little bit. Let's Nick and I did SummerSlam predictions, I believe, a few shows ago, and before it was before Money in the Bank, a few weeks before that. But let's revisit those if we can. Let's get it, baby, with our little modified 4 count. Woo! 2 + 2 = 4, baby. So
that's what we do.
Let's if Nick, if you don't mind, I want to pull up the video. And
you have to do it, but that is perfectly fine.
Yeah, like I'll pull it up. But this is
I created a mid-card title while we were doing our last segment.
Oh Jesus!
Oh man!
And I will debut it after the women's title elimination chamber match.
Oh, you're gonna? Oh snap! Hold up!
Did I say elimination chamber? Oops!
Did you say the? Oh, we're doing elimination.
Oh no! That means 3 more people than what we previously talked about.
Oh yeah!
Oh God!
Yeah. Oh God!
I'm telling you, like Nick, I just let Nick go wild with the match itself. But let me see if I can find it on the show ski, because we're doing it live right here, baby. We do things live right here on Wrestle Reel.
We're live, pal.
Okay, here I found it. Okay, let me share my screen. I'm scared because I bet and there's one thing we didn't account for in this that I know for a fact, and it was Goldberg.
No, I said Goldberg might be there.
Oh, did you?
I think.
Okay, because I know for a fact I did not say Goldberg.
Oh no.
Pre-cornrows.
This is. I only had cornrows for a week. I think I only did one show. Let's get it.
There.
You don't hear it?
It's been. How the you have a DQ finish at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? Who am I supposed to be rooting for? Who the hell is the heel?
Oh, I hate that I got reminded of that.
I love that we're watching our own show.
And I think that they're going to blow it off at Money in the Bank. I hope to God Rhea goes over.
That's a lie.
And then maybe at the end of that show
happen.
in front of a live crowd, oh, like you do that.
That's
right?
wrong.
Oh,
That
I
didn't
think
happen.
that's coming.
and Becky comes out, and they do a stare down, and they point towards the SummerSlam sign. But the SummerSlam sign.
Hold on. Full screen that. Full screen. Hold on.
Yeah, paper. That's cap. Totally cap. That means lie.
See him point. He's
I
pointing.
didn't know
at the
AJ
SummerSlam
ever said
sign.
that.
So when they have that, I forget where it's at. It's in Dallas, right? Is that where they're having Money in the Bank? But you Close have enough. Becky, Rhea. You don't have them wrestle each other until SummerSlam. Like I know they wrestled each other NXT. Great. I'm that talking was on my when ass they had at like this kick-ass Survivor Series that year. Was it 2019?
Nikki Ash versus
Was it 18? One of those. Right. And it ruled.
God
But now
damn it.
you get a different Rhea Ripley. You get the man back in front of a live crowd. I think that's what they're waiting for. And bam, that collision at SummerSlam, that shit opens your show. You have the man open your show.
This is when I first tried to start.
And maybe, just maybe,
Smartass.
you can have her beat Rhea, depending on how I feel that day. But as of right now,
I like how
I
we
think
become
Rhea
a reaction
should
channel now.
be the top dog in the women's division.
What'd you say?
Raw.
For a reaction
Don't have her drop the belt.
We are a reaction channel. We're watching
For
our own show.
ourselves.
God. And you have Becky. You make her look good going into the pay-per-view. Like,
All right,
look good
Chris,
as
it's not
hell.
happening.
Like,
Shut up. Oh, you said something.
I mean, it makes sense, but I don't want that
And
to
then
be
if
the
you want
expense
to
of
go
Rhea
real
Ripley.
heel heat, whoever wins it on the Raw side cashes in on it.
Oh, what are we talking about? What's this, Nick?
Ooh, I mean, maybe that's where Rhea turns heel, and she
You're already
does some
a heel, apparently.
shenanigans.
I think Becky wins the second you bring her back.
Ooh, I mean, it makes sense, but I don't want that
And
to
then
be
if
the
you want
expense
to
of
go
Rhea
real
Ripley.
heel heat, whoever wins it on the Raw side cashes in.
Whoever wins the Money in the Bank
Nick, you're on to something.
cashes in on Becky,
Or
and
because
it never
you're
happens.
doing shows, you can
That's
have
what I
people
would
jump shows, and we're getting a draft soon, presumably after SummerSlam.
That's a lie. It's in
So
October.
Maybe that's you
Yeah.
can really play around with. We're getting a cash in. I think it's another early prediction. We're getting a cash in of some kind,
Oh well, maybe.
men or women.
Not
Someone's
a shitty
cashing in.
opinion because we still think that
I don't think we'll get a same day cash in like a Dean Ambrose esque. I don't
Thank
think we're
God.
gonna do that. It'd be fun to pop the crowd in Texas,
Not that
but
it's did
I
it
think
daily.
they should hold that off until SummerSlam, unless you have someone like Big E win it on the SmackDown side, and you have him cash in on Roman. I think that'd be
not happening.
There's no way in hell.
We do the Wrestle Reel watch along of SummerSlam. We'll whoever the hell's with us, we'll all lose our collective shit
Yeah,
at the
maybe
same
we can
time.
have like. What if I was just like maybe Jacob will be on
Right, and I can't wait for Goldberg to come in.
What was that,
That would
Nick?
be too meta, right? If I was just like, and we could have like Jacob on a few weeks before SummerSlam.
Can you just tell the future?
We have him on episode 37, right after Money in the
The new
Bank.
design and everything.
Right after Nick Gage shows up on AEW, the next day we'll do an early show, and Jacob will also be there.
So here's my prediction: CM Punk will be on AEW with Daniel Bryan and Nick fucking Gage.
Yo, I would have called you out for your bullshit. It's like shut up, Nick. You know what you're talking about.
They're like, shut up, Nick. I'm finding a new co-host.
No.
Jacob's the new co-host of Wrestle Reel.
Yeah, Jacob's permanently on Wrestle Reel from this point forward. After that, obviously ridiculous take, Nicholas.
Oh
How
my
dare you?
Back for that show too.
I can't wait for Goldberg to win Money in the Bank
Oh man,
You were damn close, Nick.
But
and then cash in on Roman. Right?
No,
Jesus!
that's like worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
Yo,
Imagine Nick, he just
Goes up to the briefcase and looks at it and goes.
Did I say and then cash it on Bobby Lashley?
Or that he
Yo,
bashes it.
No, you said he'd cash in on Roman,
Oh.
and I said it's worst case scenario, and then me from the past said that's worst case scenario.
This is great.
we need to react to Wrestle Reels more. Holy shit!
His head against it over and over again.
and cusses himself.
Oh
But-
no!
With
Look at him with that crisp red belt. Oof.
that outdated ass red belt. So Reigns Cena main events to me. I think that's your main event. Especially with how they can promote it. And if Cena does come back for the first SmackDown in front of a live crowd,
Lie.
that'd be freaking insane. And you have the main event. You have to point this at the
Retroactive
SummerSlam sign.
lie.
Bang, it's gonna be awesome.
The SummerSlam sign.
Or
I'm
you do that in
sold.
Money in the Bank.
That's so
You have that. You
funny.
can have the Money in the Money in the Bank SummerSlam side point. I'm
Yeah,
set.
people, that's cap.
Nick hates the SummerSlam side.
I'm committed to the
I
SummerSlam
love
side.
it.
Oh, I love
Um,
it, but I'm
You
just
do
saying.
Lashley Lesnar on the Raw side. I think that's also if Lesnar comes back, it's a foregone conclusion. But what if Lesnar's not there?
Oh,
Who do you have Lashley face if Lesnar's not there?
oh.
Say it. Pussy. Whoever is cashing in on him, Goldberg. No, just say it, you idiot.
Because we
Say it.
also have to keep in mind that Lesnar is not a foregone conclusion like Cena. Like Cena's a given.
I
Oh my.
immediately contradicted myself.
Push my boy. No, I don't know. Drew McIntyre
Again? I think that no, because he lost the
that
Hell in a
literally
Cell.
cannot happen anymore.
Right, they literally can't.
Yeah, he's facing a
Um,
don't worry.
Can you imagine if Drew won Money in the Bank and he literally couldn't
Wyatt?
cash in on the champion?
I think Wyatt McIntyre is the match. I think, yeah, I'm
Wrong.
gonna rapid fire
Ginger
off.
McIntyre.
It's your other
a B
fave.
match going on.
It's your other fave,
you
Nick.
know,
I forgot Ginger showed up at Money in the
maybe
Bank. Oh my
Dirty
god.
Dogs
That
or
did happen.
somebody.
Wait, did he?
For the
Yeah.
Oh,
He
no
beat
way.
McIntyre.
Took out
worried about, I think,
McIntyre.
Riddle versus Sheamus for the
He took McIntyre out of the match.
Love that. Oh, go Ginger.
for the United
Here, I'm gonna
States
see.
Championship.
I think we did like a little recap ski of what we had at the end.
Main check.
Hold up.
No,
You're literally like, this is the greatest hits of Chris Anthony Lopez right here. You got
And-
all
Oh
the
my
shit.
maybe throw an NXT Championship match on the main show.
Sheesh. Carrying cross action.
Who do I want? You know what?
Oh,
Here, I'll throw one at you. Who do I want to face Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship? Karrion Kross.
Cap.
Oof.
You're on to something, Nick.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
have, and
that
then
would
I was
imply
like,
that he-
but
do you
when
have him
Jeff
drop
already
the
brings
belt
back no
before
more words,
Summer-
it's his superpower, and he wins against Karrion Kross in his main roster debut. Just act like I'm moving my mouth right now.
Oh, I just mute it. It's like, oh yes, Karrion Kross is totally gonna lose to Jeff Hardy on his first night on Raw.
Do you
Wow,
have the
Chris, you
first
just
NXT
said that. Holy
WWE
crap.
champion?
Holy fuck, I
Yeah.
can't believe you
And
got
it's
there
Karrion
so far in
Kross.
advance.
That's one hell of a rub. One hell of a rub.
Oh, trust me, he loses
Well,
opening
it's
night.
just because it's like I'm looking at this Raw roster and I'm just going.
Wouldn't it be funny if I was just like, it would be impossible.
They don't
if
have
Karrion
enough
Kross
legitimate stars
lost
for me
his
to
first
really
match on the main
believe
roster.
that anyone
So, like,
facing him
he's got to
Lashley
beat Bobby
is
Lashley if he
SummerSlam.
challenges for his title.
Here's if you want my biggest craziest prediction
Oh, here it is.
for SummerSlam is that he beats the ever living hell out of whoever he faces against the Money in the Bank, and he's riding this huge wave into SummerSlam, and then we hear go.
Oh, shit.
And then Daniel Bryan makes his Raw debut.
Nope, it's Goldberg.
Wow.
Off TV,
Fucking
whether or
idiot.
not he's actually a WWE superstar at this point, I don't know.
I love how we still don't know.
I think he is. I think he'll resign.
Or Velveteen Dream.
Oh,
I just saw him on your counter, so I'm like, maybe
Don't worry, I just called out Velveteen
Right.
Dream.
All these
Basically.
folks. Let's see who
Yikes.
isn't with the company anymore.
Nick Mullock
Oh,
is
no.
canceled this episode.
R. Sullivan, Aleister Black,
That's why I messed
EC3,
up.
Velveteen Dream. No, that's it. Everybody else is still here in some way, shape, or form. But okay,
I would like to know if beyond
I
that
love
point,
just what you
if
said.
your cup still has everybody who's supposed to be on it.
what'd you say?
I would like to know now, flash forward about 3 weeks, if your cup actually is still accurate.
We'll see. I have another cup too. That's a main roster cup. I have to see if that's accurate.
Oh,
I love
no.
Cesaro Cruz. Great. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm kind of married to McIntyre or Sheamus now. But at the same
No,
time,
it's
when you have
McIntyre
the
Jinder, you
I
fucking
think
idiot.
Fiend. I like Wyatt McIntyre.
And
too.
Sheamus Humberto
Fiend
for
Lashley.
800 times.
Yeah, they're gonna have
If that's the
In a
case,
realistic idea.
if
No, you know
Lesnar's
what's
not
crazy?
there, I think
If
the
they
Fiend's
put
the best option.
Ricochet in the Money in the Bank, and that's all they're
Like,
gonna
I
do.
think that I legitimately think
Yup,
it's
he
the
was.
best option.
They're like, you're here to
He
bump,
should
brother.
physically
Don't even try
Sheamus.
to
Oh,
win.
what the hell am I doing with
He's-
the Fiend? I think it's a good idea to have the Fiend
Ricochet, you're here
Or
to
Bray
bump
Wyatt.
and die, and that's
wrestle
it.
Bobby Lashley if Lesnar's not there.
It's Goldberg's stupid
But
ass.
if Lesnar's there, I'll book it now. You can just
Oh
announce
my
it.
God.
It's the other part time, the other white guy.
You
Yeah.
have
Wait, you did.
if
You
there's
mentioned
no
Goldberg
McIntyre,
versus
you have him
Lashley.
pay Sheamus
Good
to his
job,
belt.
Chris.
Yes, please. Have McIntyre go over.
Chris, you ruined
God knows
SummerSlam.
how long.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Wait, excuse me? What did I say?
You said something about Goldberg.
If there's no McIntyre, you have him face Sheamus US belt. Yes, please. Have McIntyre go over because, I mean,
Well,
Sheamus
you
has
just
that belt for
mentioned-
God knows how long. And the tag matches. Styles
I
and
said McIntyre.
Omos need to drop them damn belts to an
To
actual
RK
tag
Bro.
team. And who?
RK Bro.
If they're still together at that point.
Right.
Or the Viking Raiders, somebody like that.
Huh?
The SmackDown belts. I think the Usos will have them by then.
Nah.
And you can have them wrestle probably the Mysterios again. That's fine. That match would be good.
I'm preparing Real American to start.
I-
You got that.
There's no way
And that's
Charlotte
our
isn't
only
on the
prediction
card,
we've
though.
gotten right so far.
Son of a bitch. They're going to do another triple threat with Charlotte and Becky and just include Rhea this time.
Nope. Nikki's gonna
I
be
mean,
there.
fine. As long as Rhea or
It's
Becky
a
go
fatal
over.
four-way, brother.
It's not like I dislike Charlotte. I love Charlotte. I think Charlotte's great.
The entire
But-
Raw roster is going to be in this match.
Like, Rhea should have that belt for a minute. She should.
No, she won't.
Until
That didn't happen.
Liv Morgan wins Money in the Bank and she cashes out. Rhea Ripley.
God damn.
I like the idea
Damn
better
it.
than freaking.
Oh, I love the idea of it. I don't believe it. Is why I'm trying. Oh, sorry. Should I have just?
This is me shitting on
There
Nikki
you
Cross.
go.
Sorry, instead of just because like I love Liv Morgan, but it's like
That's cat.
you got a better chance of Ruby Riott coming back and beating Rhea Ripley than you got.
Yikes.
My big surprise Rhea Ripley opponent.
Hey, Chad.
That'd be
Oh,
one hell of a pop. Oh my god.
There's no way.
Did you miss me?
Yo, big pop in the Wrestle Reel chat. I would lose my damn mind. The one thing
If only.
that I loved what the hell he just said was Karrion Cross.
Uh-oh.
And
Yikes.
I feel like if it's not at SummerSlam, it'll be by the end of September.
Well,
That man will be on the WWE main
You
roster. You know
fool.
why?
Why?
Because of a high spot, baby. Let's do it.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
shit.
done.
Let's
We're
talk.
done. Oh shit.
well,
I
Oh,
mean,
no.
those were shitty opinions, weren't they? I guess
Awfully.
it's time for the WRCW.
This is the creme de la creme of Wrestle Reel. The WRCW. Let's do count 5 ski. We're doing good on time. Let's get it. 2 + 3 equals 5.
All right, pull up the screen, Chris Anthony Lopez.
Whoop, whoop.
This is our WRCW women's title.
Okay.
It's kind of
wait,
the women's title, but you got the classic women's title as the logo. So I'm going to select it, and we're going to start this title match, this Elimination Chamber match.
What the hell?
We got Bad Girl Bailey. We got Sasha Banks with her green and blue hair. We got Trish Stratus.
Oh
We
my
got
God.
Bianca Belair in one of her WrestleMania outfits because I didn't realize she was actually in the game. And we have Harley Quinn. Because why not?
What
Dude,
the hell?
John Cena brought in Margot Robbie to have a wrestling match.
And
There you go.
she's Harley Quinn.
Oh, and Indy Hartwell, who I hope wins.
Indie wrestling.
Yo.
Oh my
And this
God.
is, for those at home, this is week 3 of WRCW Wrestle Reel Championship Wrestling. This is our one match for the day. We're doing-
Afterwards, I will debut our new mid-card title because it is a U.S. title, but it is pretty fantastic.
Ooh, okay. Word. I can rock with that.
It doesn't say "Make America Great Again" on it. I promise.
Good.
Did you see one that said that?
No, I designed this one myself.
Oh,
Okay, good.
I mean, that'd be
It does
crazy.
have
That'd be
to do
one
with
hell of a
the
heel
wrestler.
turn if you went MAGA on me, dude.
No,
That'd be
man, maybe
one hell of a heel-
maybe that joke about me being the permanent co-host wasn't a joke. Oh no.
Nick's turning heel on me, dude.
Oh no.
I see these entrances. These entrances give the lag a hard time. All right, Houston.
This is my wow. This is my first WRCW. I'm terrified.
Yeah, big Sasha. Okay, Sasha Banks. One of the favorites in this match, 100%.
She actually, it's for the Action Championship apparently.
Oh, is that what
The
the
Action
announcer said?
Championship. Okay, I can rock the Action Championship. Okay, that might be the name of a world title too. Now that I think about it.
Is that just the default name for belts?
Trish, whoa! Look at them abs, Trish.
Trish is in this game too, but I'm like, I'm not buying her. First of all, I'm not spending money on this crap. Second of all, this one's so much better than the Trish that's in the game.
I thought this was the Trish in the game. I'll be real.
No, it's not.
That's crazy.
That's her WrestleMania one.
That looks so much nicer than the actual game. What the? How's it even possible?
I forgot. I keep forgetting it's Elimination Chamber, and I keep looking at the damn chamber. Bianca. All right, so who's starting the match? Is Harley Quinn starting the match?
Oh my god!
I think we could have a spot open after this.
We could have Harley Quinn potentially be the WRCW Women's Champion.
Oh my god!
That'd make me the happiest boy.
Then you gotta. Well, I guess it's not Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. It's actually Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, she looks much worse when you put her in the actual game.
Yeah, what the hell?
Holy God, Harley.
Okay, so starting the match, it seems as though.
All right, who we got? WWE logo. That's what's up. Who's
You know
this?
what that means?
Oh my God. Who's that? Is that indie wrestling?
It's
Indie wrestling.
Oh no! I don't like these chances, baby. Indie wrestling. We stand indie wrestling at Wrestle Reel.
We support.
Did you call
indie
her
wrestling.
the Icon Hartwell? So I mean, at least they got that right.
The Icon Hartwell. Wow, big praise.
They
High
have
praise.
Hartwell, but not Indy. What?
Nope.
What the hell?
And who was the other person? Who was that? Bailey. Oh, Bailey.
This is short-haired Bailey. I will only have my queen, short-haired Bailey.
So in the game, it's ponytail Bailey.
We here at Wrestle Reel, we do like to make these matches as authentic as we can, so we do remove the superstar hoot.
Yeah, no hoods.
No hoot in Wrestle Reel.
Sure enough, this game has that feature when any of the other ones have it going way better.
Holy shit! This game. Big
I can
lag
only
speed.
imagine how an elimination chamber reacts.
Oh my God.
I don't think the loading thing in the corner has left.
It is not. No.
Oh no, it's chugging.
It's not supposed to be there, but it is. So
Yo.
Oh no.
we might never have a winner of this match for all we know.
Right.
The game might explode.
Listen, we've had it shut down before.
Right, Chris was telling me earlier.
Yeah, it was
Like, if you're really gonna react to something, it should be my face when my computer goes "Brrr," and then I just shut off.
Yeah, so if Nick just drops, holy shit, we're getting another person already? The match just started. Damn, the lag is extra today. The chamber is really adding some extra oomph.
Oh no.
Harley Quinn.
We did, I mean, the Money in the Bank wasn't as laggy as this one. And that was the damn, was that the number one contender? Oh no, that was, oh wait, yeah, it was the first number one contender.
Well, technically, yes. We
Yes.
just had the Money in the Bank match get cashed. It is really trying here, everybody. Oh no.
This is the PC version too, man. Damn. Good lord.
Again, I don't have a lot of memory on my computer right now because of like the film side of things.
Oh, snap.
I was gonna say, if Harley Quinn gets eliminated that early, she is. Listen, no memes in the women's division. That's what I have to say. Oh my!
Holy
Oh.
God!
What is
Indy!
happening?
Indy, are you okay? Oh no! Oh,
Indy! What the?
Why? What is
Indy!
going on?
Indy,
Holy
are
shit.
You okay? Indy, are you okay?
Okay, here we go.
Are you
It's
okay?
trying now. Okay, it was trying for a second.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, Sasha.
Between the game wanting to die just from existing and it streaming, it is chugging.
Whoa, big cross body. I didn't know Bailey did that.
I don't think she does.
Bailey
That's the thing,
Belly?
I watched some people do New Legacy did a simulation
Oh my
of Money
God.
in the Bank last Saturday, and they actually got the order of matches 100% correct.
Wow. Holy shit.
And luckily it didn't crash, but all the Money in the Bank matches went on for like a half hour each.
Was Nikki Ash superhero Nikki Ash, or was she?
She was, yes.
Okay.
They which is funny because Johnny was like, Duel, you always get on my ass about not having updated the tires, and I had all of them updated, and you didn't even say thank you.
Who's it gonna be?
This is going by
I
quick.
sort of had a feeling that Trish was coming out last. I had it all set to random.
But at the New Legacy simulation, they even said, like, I feel like this game
Indy
just gives
Hartwell
people
got eliminated.
moves without.
Indy Hartwell got
moving.
eliminated?
Yeah, by Sasha.
Holy God. That happened
Aw.
awfully quick and anticlimactically.
I want to see if she walks through the elimination chamber.
We're getting 2 frames a second over here. At least I am.
Oh yeah, no, it's the same thing for me. It's getting better now.
If
Yes,
it
it
means
was.
anything, I'm also getting 2 frames a second. So
And you're
that's video game.
isn't that some shit, man?
It's trying. It really wants to.
It's playing.
It
straight
might
from
be
your
the
computer.
actual chamber that's giving it the problem.
Probably.
I wonder who's next.
Oh God.
That's how you should actually react to that. There she is.
Uh-oh. Big Trish.
I always forgot that you can pin somebody from the outside of the ring in the elimination chamber match.
Oh, Trish just getting in and out of the ring. She don't know who
Now,
to fight.
Chris, as our commentary duty says, is Trish your favorite in this match with her experience?
I mean, she hasn't participated in an elimination chamber.
True,
match.
but she is the most veteran of all the wrestlers.
She is. Touche. I would say somebody like Sasha.
Is Harley Quinn. The Harley Quinn's the underdog in this match. for sure.
Harley Quinn, her pro wrestling debut.
She almost just eliminates. Well, technically, Alexa Bliss has existed for a while, so
Show you're right. You're right. I missed that Alexa Bliss.
Harley is taunting currently.
Can we
in
real quick
Houston?
talk about how Alexa Bliss lost to ladders? She's got magical powers and can kill people and shoot fire, and she lost to ladders.
I totally expected her to use her magical powers to make the briefcase go to her hand.
Dude, me too. And even Pat McAfee was like, was she gonna use her powers and bring the briefcase down? And Michael Cole goes, why are you asking me?
Yeah,
He's like, you've been here for 20 years. He goes, I've never seen anything like this.
yeah. Should we stop doing that with the Undertaker years ago?
Yeah, do you expect a guy as high class as the Undertaker to be in a Money in the Bank match? No.
How dare you?
He's too busy putting people on crosses, kidnapping people, and shooting lightning.
Right, freaking crucifying
Oh,
folks on live TV.
Sorry,
I just can't believe that
I'm just
happens.
experiencing the ring get destroyed by Bailey.
Oh, yeah, Bailey and Sasha Banks have won.
Sasha's gonna eliminate her
Elimination
second
Chamber.
wrestler here.
Is Sasha gonna run the table?
Nope. Oh, I thought
That'd be rad.
Because when we did the battle royal, Scott Steiner eliminated like half the field.
Hell yeah, brother. That's what I like to
Big
hear.
Papa Pump. Give me the fucking mic himself.
Big Papa Pump is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
Yo, him and Luchasaurus gonna have one hell of a title match.
Oh, I gotta be there for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
That's
rad.
good shit.
Big
We have
Papa
no
Pump.
storylines going. Well, technically speaking, the Spider-Man and
And the
the-
Luigi Bros.
oh,
Oh shit! Double pins. Uh
oh, I thought Trish was out there. Can you climb on the top of the pod?
Yes.
in this?
You should be able to.
I don't know if the CPU's ever gonna do it, but you can.
Oh my gosh! Could you
What's
only
Trish
imagine
doing? Holy
the
shit!
Working out how painful that was.
Fucking what's it called? Oh yeah, but Big Papa Pump and Luchasaurus. That's gonna be one hell of a match. I think the only storyline we might have is Cody Rhodes, how he got squished. Luchasaurus like squashed him. It wasn't even fair.
Shit.
The first ever match, Cody Rhodes won in WRCW.
Did you guys just see Sasha do a flying knee into the rope? That was kind of weird.
Fucking
Okay.
Oh,
Jake.
Bianca?
Whoa! Oh God! Sorry. Do you understand what is going on currently with the wrestler when they get into a certain like groove? Because in the tag team match last week, Mario turned metal, and it was really weird.
Dude.
What?
Metal Mario
Yeah.
definitely showed up in our
So, like,
tag match.
They have this like primal rage type thing that they do.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and Mario turned metal, and like Miles Morales did it a lot, and I've seen it happen a couple of times here. Uh-oh.
Oh shit. There's no one
Oh,
on
no, how she
commentary.
kicked out. The ref wasn't paying attention and took way too long to call that
Oh
pinfall.
yeah, there is no commentary. Where the hell are we?
We are the commentary.
Harley. Bianca's out.
Ah, god damn it.
Our dreams are dashed.
I would love Harley Quinn to be the first
Michael Cole said
WRCW.
this is not where you want to be, and I couldn't agree more because we can't see any of the action going on.
I would love to be calling out all the move names because that's what I like to know the most about wrestling. But
It's
I've
the
seen-
chamber. The chamber is given.
I'm
given
seeing
this-
2 frames every 5 seconds.
we might have to do a 1v1er just for funsies.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
One of these 4 women is going to be our first women's champion. And Harleen Quinzel herself has been very impressive. I'm not going to lie.
I hope it's Sasha. I really hope so. That's Sasha's my pick. Sasha's my pick.
I want Bailey, as you know, because I love Bailey.
For the memes, I want Harley Quinn to win because that'd be hilarious.
You already have the Luigi Bros.
I am
They're tag
madly in love
teams.
with Bailey, so I'm really hoping that she wins.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Now here we go. Oh, Big Pinsky.
That would have been Harley Quinn's second elimination because she eliminated Bianca.
Oh, of course she did.
Who your favorite brother? I'm gonna eliminate him.
Right. Like Hartwell gone. Belair gone.
Sasha's gonna be next at this rate.
Oh hell no. Oh, Sasha on Trish. 3 ski.
Sasha's arm almost fell off of her body. It like
Sick.
left.
Yo, this is crazy.
Yo, Houston getting the business right now, dude.
Yo, WRCW got dismemberment? That's wild.
We don't fuck around here.
No.
WCW.
And Bloody Sunday, what the hell?
Harleen.
What the fuck?
Harleen, did she get him?
Oh,
she got Bailey.
Oh, Bloody
Harleen!
Sunday!
Harleen.
Hell yeah!
Get the
Let's
Bloody
go!
Sunday.
Trish. Oh, thank you.
my-
Oh, thank God. If Harley Quinn didn't break that there, Trish would have been running into the ring post for about 10 minutes.
Oh no!
Harleen Quinzel.
Now Harley's
two
gonna-
eliminations.
Now she's gonna do a quick roll up and end this.
Sasha wants no part of this business. What was Harley Quinn's overall? Do you remember, Nick?
84, I think.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
That's pretty decent.
Uh-oh. Trish.
Not
That
like
would have
super
been really
overpowered.
unceremonious. I'm not gonna lie. For her to have eliminated 2 wrestlers and then just get like pushed over and then pinned.
Just to get squished by Trish Stratus.
Oh,
They need to team up and eliminate Harley Quinn. Don't fight each other. Big spine buster. When's Trish
Main
Stratus
event
doing a
spine buster.
spine buster?
I
Lord
don't
Jesus.
know.
Oh,
Actually, I
no.
think she has, just not
there's
one like
Sasha.
that.
Sasha's gone.
God damn
The
it!
main event, Spinebuster, baby.
It's Trish or Harley Quinn.
Saving Grace.
Oh no!
Go shout out the Diva.
Oh no! It's Trish. Oh my God!
Harley
Oh,
Let's go. Yeah, yeah.
After that, Chris and I have to sing "Real American" on next week's show, which is a lie that we tell everybody once we lose a bet.
It's our Matt Damon, Jimmy Kimmel running gag. That's what it is.
Damon.
Matt Damon. Well, Harley Quinn, the inaugural WRCW Women's
Is that
Champion.
Finn Balor's moveset? I think
Is she just Finn Balor?
I think so.
Yo! Oh
had
my God!
The regular and inverted Bloody Sunday.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Harley
the memes
Quinn.
reign.
The inaugural WRCW Women's Champion, Harleen Quinzel. Can't believe it. The one that was there for the meme, her first ever match, and she wins the acclaimed
Her wrestling
WRCW belt.
debut.
So next week we will be main eventing with Scott Steiner taking on Luchasaurus. But we will also be having the inaugural 1v1
1v1 ski.
United WRCW. Oh, maybe if I could actually do the right thing and click the right thing, that would be great. We'll be having the inaugural WRCW Face of America United States Champion.
Oh my God.
That is awesome.
The Face of America
Oh
Championship.
my God.
Holy shit.
I'm so happy someone put that in 2K20. That is a shining thing right there. Oh my God.
Oh my God. The WRCW Face of America
Face of
Championship.
America, United States Champion. Just for
Word.
future reference for the kids who have not seen the tag team championships yet. This is
Those
the
are
tag team champion.
sick. Holy shit.
And
We
your
love white stripes. White
WRCW
stripes.
World Heavyweight Championship
'Cause the
Heart Winged Eagle belt will be defended.
Rad.
Luchasaurus versus Scott Steiner. Big Papa Pump.
And y'all might be asking yourselves at home, who is facing each other in the WRCW Face of America Championship match? You'll find out next week on Wrestle Reel.
You will.
It's gonna be one kick-ass show. We have a double feature next week. Over the moon. Over the moon. Harley Quinn's our new WCW Women's Champion, joining the
God,
likes
you love it.
of the Luigi Bros as the tag champs and Luchasaurus as our world champ next week. We may have a new world champion in Big Papa Pump. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna have a new Face of America champion, the inaugural Face of America Championship. I love that, Nick. Absolutely killing it. Nick Mulbach, the architect of WRCW. Gotta love it. Absolutely love it. But I think with the amount of time that we've been going, we can forego the high spot for the week.
We already talked about how angry we were about Goldberg being.
That's true.
Right. Goldberg. I mean, we'll see how that stuff goes, but Goldberg
Is the noise the audience's remote control makes every time Goldberg pops up on their TV screen.
I'm not gonna lie, that Goldberg's
Been Boaz for a long time.
and then
Boaz.
Sorry, I have access now, so you're gonna get a lot of.
Oh no, we gotta play our new one at least once.
You motherfuckers know why I'm here. I'm here to call that pussy out.
MTK all fucking day. Oh, hell yes. As soon as I saw that video, I was like, I'm sending this to Chris
And as soon
immediately.
as I saw that video, I was like, I'm sending this to Nick.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh my God.
I said, Nick, we need the first 5 seconds for our archive. That's it. Just the first 5 seconds. And my man comes through, Nick Mulbach, the architect of Wrestle Reel. Gotta love him. Gotta love him.
If y'all need more Nick Gage lines, I got them. I can get
Yo,
you.
that's probably our most vulgar one.
Bro.
well, it surpasses "Give Me the Fucking Mic" for sure. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, right, 100%. Yeah, that's the most vulgar one of the bunch, but I mean, it's a welcomed addition to the
The
rest
most
of the
vulgar
archive.
one is actually.
Biscuits and gravy.
But that's just if you get it.
That's just if you get. Oh, I mean, for a while.
69 me done. 69 me say.
You motherfuckers know why I'm here. I'm here to call that pussy out.
Oh my God.
We could be here all night playing our damn archive.
And my son is Caucasian.
Oh shit!
I've never seen that one before. What the fuck?
Play it back.
Oh.
My son is Caucasian. You mean my son is Caucasian?
He was.
WWE eliminated that from their archive, but thanks to
No
our
shit.
favorite show, Wrestling with Regret, that and
Give me a fucking mic.
still exists in our hearts.
Thank
Live in
God.
infamy. It lives in infamy. I love it so much. Big love to Wrestling with Regret. We gotta get Brian Zane on the show one of these days. But okay, before we end. It's so stupid. We have the stupidest shit on our thing. But first of all, thank you guys so much for watching this week's Wrestle Reel, whether it was live or after the fact. We really do appreciate the love. We do have a bunch of content on Watt for throughout the weekend, starting off tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I'm thinking today's Friday. Starting off on Saturday. Oh shit.
real awful thumbnail. Or at least it's blurry, I should say. But we have Saber Reels on Saturday. We're going to forego the thumbnails. Saber Reels on Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Toby Barkwell, this man down there has been on the show multiple times. The damn, this is what happens when I download the thumbnails for once.
No.
But we have.
Oh my god!
No, let's not. But the damn Saber Reels, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central on Saturday. Real Talk is going to be on Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Nick, can you talk about what's going on Real Talk?
I can, yes. We are going to be having guests on for this past weekend was Cleveland's 48-hour film project. I, for one, with friend of the show, Lou Donardo, and friend of the show, freaking co-creator Matt Thomas, we worked on a project together, but we are going to be having a bunch of extra guests on and stuff like that who were involved with the ceremonies this past weekend. So really excited to, just have a lovely time talking to filmmakers about what their experiences were in preparation for the big screening this upcoming Wednesday.
Hell yeah. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern as the sun glares into my window. It's 7 o'clock Central on Real Talk this upcoming Sunday. And of course, Spin from the Reel. You can catch my ugly mug there again, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central with my boy Shug. You saw him in the chat earlier. What's up, Shug? And Matt Thomas, co-founder of the channel. Spin from the Reel, Schmodown Reaction Show, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. And the newest program, the RGC, the Real Geek Core, every Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Connor and I are right back at it for issue 2 next Wednesday. Jeez, the camera, Lord God. Thank you. So, Jacob, thank you so much for coming on the program, brother. Really do appreciate the love.
Of course. Love it.
You already know we love having you on. And if you really want to be on screen to watch Big Papa Pump against Luchasaurus, we'll chat about it, brother. We'll talk.
All right.
Next week. We don't know if we're going to be on Thursday or Friday next week, so just stay locked to Watt on Twitter at WattRealEnt, or just follow us on Twitter, Nick and I's little tweet skis. Let me get these down at the bottom. You see us? Oh, Lord God. You see our Twitter's down at the bottom. Go ahead and follow us there for updates on Wrestle Reel. We'll let you know if it's Thursday or Friday. But my boy Nick will be out of town. So if it's a Friday ski, we may do a little bit of a pre-tape. If it's Thursday, we'll go live. So who knows? We have no idea, but we'll let you guys know next week at some time. So, Nick, did we miss anything?
Well, did we miss anything?
You motherfuckers know why I'm here. I'm here to call that pussy out.
All right.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Word. So for Nick Gage, Jacob Pickett, and my boy NSK, my name is Chris Anthony Lopez. Thank you guys so much. And this has been another episode of Wrestle Reel. Be good people, folks.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause